Welcome, guys, to your latest episode of Road Diaries. Firstly, don't kill me because I don't have a Liverpool cup in my hand. I broke it yesterday, and I've got another one ordered with Amazon. Yeah,
It's
these
not
guys
good
are
enough.
ahead,
It's not
but this
good
is
enough,
Road
or
Diaries,
it's not good enough.
and I'm the only one who has a robe on. But they want to shake their heads. But welcome to Road Diaries.
I need degrees, bro.
That's
I
too.
need degrees. I need degrees.
Welcome to Road Diaries. This is a calm, nostalgic, old school vibe with some new school fellas. I like it.
Geezers, geezers, bro.
Now I'm gonna say fellas. I changed it because I thought you complained
No,
last time, so I changed it to fellas.
I like the new school
Oh, you like
geezers,
geezers?
bro. That's what I
Okay.
liked. Yeah, that's it.
Apologies.
Come on, do it again. You gotta run that again. You gotta run that again.
You're on geezers, yeah? Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
Welcome to Road Diaries. Calm, nostalgic, old school vibes with new school geezers.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, we're going geezers in the future, guys. That's it. It's a wrap. We're sticking with that. So, firstly, I'll introduce my co-host. We've got Ash. How are you, man? What's going on?
I'm good. I'm ready to get into this one. This is one that kind of hold dear to the heart. I like this one. We've not told anyone what it is yet, but I'm excited though.
And Ish, how are you, bro?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Like Ash was saying, I'm looking forward to chopping this one up. Bit controversial as well, but I'm really willing. I'm willing to die on my hill. I'm willing to die on my hill, but yeah, I won't say too much. We'll talk soon.
Especially with the recent tweets that's been going on with players pledging their allegiance to specific countries and stuff. So let's get into the next. So we know how this works. We start with partial bourbon, and then we go into a top 20 list, which we kind of dissect and discuss. So it's about Africa. It's about African players, especially with I feel like, especially over the last with everything going on with the Black Stars, everybody's pledging their allegiance. It's looking beautiful. I'm loving it right now, and I feel like I wanted to just dissect like who everyone's favorite African player is to grace the Premier League. So we'll start with Pastor Bourbon with who's everyone's favorite African player to grace the Premier League. I'm going to start with Ish, and then just give me obviously why. We're gonna try. I'm gonna try and rock the boat and say, "You sure? You sure?" But
I'm sure. Innit?
We'll start with you.
Go on, Ish. Let us know who you've gone with.
Listen, I went for the Egyptian king. It's not even. I don't want to say it's no contest. That would be disrespectful to the other great African players, the grace the Prem, Yaya, Drogba. Even Eto, I know it was a bit of a cameo, but he did his thing when he was here. Yakubu, if you want to take it back even further as well. Like, he can go back if you want to go back. But this guy here, and I think obviously he's still active right now. He's still in his prime. When we look back on what this guy's done, we'll be lauding him up. I know we already do it, but even rival fans do not put enough respect to him. Yeah, if we can run through some accolades. 5 years at Liverpool, 5 opening day goals, record for the most amount of goals scored in a single season. 3 golden boots. Only Thierry Henry's got more golden boots. Like, this guy is serious. This guy is serious for us. Most goals, most assists last season. That just says you're the MVP of the league. Most goals, most assists. Like, obviously the last 2 months weren't looking too great towards the end, but he was so far clear it didn't even matter. Like, Mo Salah's the guy. You can't chat to Mo Salah. You can talk about eye test and that, but I don't want to hear it. When it comes to Salah, I can't hear any chat from him. But yeah, that's my little sales pitch. That's why I'm going with the Egyptian king. I think it's an easy decision, really. But
can't argue there, man. Definitely leading the wave right now. And we'll move over to Ashes. Ash, do
you know what? Right. I'm with Ish on Mo Salah is the best. There's no denying he's the best African player, but he's not my favorite. I love Mo, but he's not got that piece of my heart like this guy has. JJ Okocha. This guy was a bad player. Growing up, I grew up near Bolton. Literally, if I were at my house now, I could walk to Bolton Stadium in like 15 minutes. I had a season ticket way back when Bolton got into the Premier League just so I could watch Premier League teams. I fell in love with this guy. What he did to be classed as one of the greatest African players playing for Bolton Wanderers. Like all these other players that we're going to see have played for like the top teams. To play for Bolton and nobody else, to hold Niger on his back, this guy, wow, he just had everything. He was the original Ronaldinho for me.
I was going to say that. People forget he was Ronaldinho's big bro at PSG. People forget PSG. That. He gave Ronaldinho the keys. It was like, yeah, you're ready now. But yeah, Okocha, different. And that shout out that Bolton team as well. That Bolton team was cold.
Honestly, that's different. I was so lucky. Like I supported Liverpool, and I was like, I can't wait till Liverpool come to town. It got so close to the fact that Liverpool were poor. I was like, like Bolton. I'm getting close. Love for Bolton to Liverpool. Djorkaeff was in that team. Ricardo Gardner was in that team. Ivan Campo, Hierro, Stelios Giannakopoulos. So many ballers in that team. But JJ, one of my, he's in my top 5 Premier League players all time. Just nostalgia reasons.
Nah, big facts.
I can hear it.
Big facts. All right, so move on to mine, and no other than Mr. Yaya Toure. I was gonna say Sanogo for some reason. I was like, why is Sanogo coming?
Why are you gonna say Sanogo, bro?
You know what? Yaya Toure not just paved the wave as well. I feel like for his stature, for the being sold at earlier and being told he could be a great player and then having to leave and move from Real Barcelona and stuff like that, I feel like he weren't given the accolades because he's seen as a problem. And his birthday and stuff. I feel like this guy here, he is the originators of like Pogba's and stuff like that. I feel like when you're looking at these players, put it this way, Yaya Toure to me is my most favorite African player of all time. I feel like he had kids like myself putting their thumbs through the tracksuit and putting their thumbs through it and whatnot. He was that guy, and for what he was doing as a midfielder, as a he was sitting there going, I can take free kicks too. Like he believed in his source right through. No matter what Pep did, no matter what anybody said to him, he believed in his source in it, and he bodied it. Like I can't remember what season it was. I think he was one of the best players to grace the Premier League in that league.
13, 14. It's the same season as Suarez. Bro, that season, he averaged 90% pass completion for the whole season. Mad.
To play every game as well.
He wasn't playing any little foolish sideways pass. Man was doing through the lines, assists,
because
different.
That happens a lot. We have a lot of players say, they pass completions. Like we're looking at the artists and they got high retained ball and whatnot, but they're passing left and right.
I'm just doing 5 yards. Yeah.
Michael Carrick job.
I respect it. I rate Carrick though.
You rate Carrick?
I rate Carrick. Carrick was different. Carrick had that sauce, man.
Yaya Toure had the sauce, but also had the levels. What he was doing, he was turning a man, tackle. He was a complete midfielder. He was a beast. He was an animal. His numbers were dumb. Like he's competing with strikers. Like it's crazy. Like you think about Kevin and all these players and whatnot. Like he blew them these out of the water. He was phenomenal. He was the man. And I always love the whole fact that they say Pep will ever win the Champions League because
the curse, bro. The curse. You better say his apologies ASAP.
But come on, you gotta give. I don't think he gets the flowers he deserves because there's a lot of stuff about like not getting a cake for his birthday and how he was as a person, but nobody can ever talk about his game. Like he was just complete. He was a complete midfielder. There's nothing he couldn't do, So I can keep talking about this age still.
If you're looking at cities like Mount Rushmore in the Premier League, I think he's got to be in there. You can talk about your Agueros, your Silvers, your companies, but this guy for what he done for them, because that was a pivotal one for them in 13, 14. That was the first one post, obviously, the Mancini era. So that was Pellegrini's one, isn't it? Like that was a big title for them. Obviously, they picked us to it. We should have won that year, if I'm being real. But he was different, man. Different. I think in this sort of
single-handedly as well. I think
what he was doing. We talk about like children in the playground. We used to say it was like it was a year 7 playing with a year 11. Do you know what I mean? Like year 11 just dancing through midfields, treating grown-ass men like they were 11 years of age. Like he was mad. But Silva for me as well. David Silva for me is still Man City's pinnacle. It has to be. but then this guy's second.
I don't think if they did a Mount Rushmore, they would put him there as Man City fans. I feel like they loved him for his ability.
City fans put De Bruyne above Toure, 100%. But you can't do that.
It's a techie one, though. It is a techie one. I can't lie. It is a techie one.
I feel like that comes with De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne should be there, but I think that comes with the fact that Yaya Toure off the pitch, like, you know, there was a lot of little things, but I feel like, and he was kind of like, you know, I mean, he didn't get his flowers from Man City fans. I think he should have.
De Bruyne has played for Man City when they've had all the success. He came into the team, they were successful. He's kind of carried that on, the dominant now. Yaya changed the landscape. That team changed and turned City into the powerhouse now. Like when Guardiola came in, that team was ready-made. He's turned them into the best ever. But Yaya Toure and David Silva, Kompany, and those four,
they laid the foundations for
That's why Bruno, innit? They think Bruno was the next, and that's why when they're both playing, Bruno was just struggling because David Silva was cold. Like David Silva, and it's crazy when you think about him as a player. But we're not talking about him. We're talking about the African stars right now.
Yes, yeah, boy.
Big up to Yaya Toure, man. Like honestly. So that's the first part of this segment. The next part, we're gonna go into the top. We're gonna rate the top 20 best African players in the Premier League via 442. So they've given us 20. We're gonna start from 20 and work our way down to the first. Does anybody have any who they think will be first?
It's got to be Mo, innit? It's got to be Mo.
I think they'll have Drogba, you know.
Don't even come with. I'm going to get into this. I don't want anyone coming with.
Chelsea fans don't even rate Drogba as much. No, that's weird. I
rate Drogba. I'll tell you why I rate Drogba. Like
Chelsea fans don't as much.
The record from season to season, if you look at it, there's a couple seasons with like 8 goals. It looks a bit meaty, but for what he done in the big games, I know that's the go-to excuse. But I think you've got the way we rate Origi, he's kind of done that tenfold. Like he was always there for them in the big games. So he can have a season where maybe he scored like 8 goals, but if you need man in the FA Cup final, crunch time of the season, the thing that we kind of often criticize Salah for, and in the crunch time not being there when we need him, he was the guy. He always stood up. So I always stick up for Drogba, but he wouldn't be my number one if I'm being honest.
He's not my. Do you know what? I agree with what you're saying. Is he stepped up when he was needed? He stepped up in all the big games, but it was everything else. Like. He's not in my top 5 African Premier League players. He's not in my top 5.
Top 5.
When you look at this list, though,
Premier League.
Premier League. I'm telling you, when we go through this list, you'll be like, okay. I might be a bit harsh. Maybe top 3. He's not my top 3. He's got
to be top 5. I'd have him third. I think I'd have him third.
Yeah, see me.
We'll see when the list. Let's go through the list and we'll see. We'll see where we want to put him at the end.
Ash, I need your announcements. I love them. You've been doing it from morning. I need them. I need them today.
All-time African Premier League top
as well.
20.
You got this. At 20. You pronounce this one all because I'm terrible with pronunciations.
I don't even know the guy. I'm not gonna lie. I seen this and I was like,
I was just thinking, is that a City shirt? I'm trying to even think.
It's a Coventry shirt. It's a Coventry shirt. And I was like, Ndlovu?
Ndlovu? Yeah, Ndlovu?
Yeah.
I don't know this.
I know this. So, yeah, let's get 20.
When this guy's in here, and there's some people that might not have made this list, it's madness. Anyway.
Is this list, sorry, is this list from 2022, yeah?
This list is from 442 magazine. It's 2022.
From Feb.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm just thinking, I don't never even know.
I don't know. So next.
At 19, Steven Pienaar. This is nostalgia. This show is just nostalgia. All this
like,
show
even the shirt with the Chang. I was like, yeah.
This guy.
He's also in the list for what he did, and you think about for what he did for Everton, and at the time, it's not many black players, African players, you know what I mean, and whatnot. So, I mean, you know, you had Yak in them man there, but it weren't much. It was kind of like a unit they had to that and whatnot. So, I think Pienaar defo goes in there. He's defo like he could be 20. It depends on who's next, but I don't know who the first guy was. But
yeah,
Ndlovu.
Yeah, defo.
At 18, are we rating them all?
Nah,
go through, get to 10, and then we'll see where we're at.
We'll make our own starting 11 soon anyway.
At 18, Solomon Kalou.
That high up, he deserves to be on the list, but I think he should be. I think I don't know if he's there. It depends. I don't know who's next. So
I think he won a lot as well though. They I think they won the league in 09, 10. And was he there for the Champions League? Was he there for the Champions League as well? I feel like he started, you know. Remember that team they put out was mad. They had Brian Hodgson at left wing and that. I think he might have started still.
But 18 though. 18.
But
so what are you saying? Oh, you'd put him higher up, like top 10?
No, oh hell no. I'm saying maybe a comfortable like 15th. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I think he should be higher than 18th. I think
that's crazy to me.
I need to see who else.
Do you know what it is with Kalou? This was the first guy who I thought tight shirts are in. Like everybody, Kalou was the first to wear the skin fit. Do you know what I mean? Like the tight shirt. You could see the abs coming through. Everybody does it now. Like all the African players now have the tight shirts. Mane was mad
yes,
opportunity. It was a madness.
Yeah, it's a madness.
Hey, you know what? Can I just say one thing as well? You know your attention. I want to say Ash designed these. Yeah, his attention to detail. Can you see the fact that like the design of them inside? Like it's crazy. Like look, that is crazy. You know, that is cool. I didn't even clock that till now.
We've got to come with the energy for these shows. Like these ain't no
damn son.
This is the proper thing we got going on.
This is the proper shows going on. At number 17, Yeboah. This is my Yeboah.
Okay.
You tell me.
He could be higher, you know.
Yeah, I think he should be higher. In the playground, you know, when that ball dropped, maybe you might have been Stevie G. You might have been like, Gerard. But when I was growing up, playground, I was like, Yeboah! Like, that was the ball.
He had a rocket. He had a rocket. And not the one where it just hits the crossbar and just bounces bare up and down. Rocket, bro. Rocket.
Could be higher. I think we all agree that could definitely be higher.
Do you think though he should be higher, or do you think he's just? It's like long shot merchant. Like he scores these world class goals, but was he really that player?
Yeah, but
I should try to call him Andros Townsend in that, man. You're disrespecting.
Yeah, exactly. And think about the time he was playing football as well. Like, look at the kit. Look at the time he's playing football.
Yeah.
At that time, that man, they were carrying parts that they couldn't on their back. You know what I'm saying? They were doing stuff, like, I mean, so definitely, like, if you're thinking about nostalgic in time, they were doing a lot for their country as well.
Yeah, shout out to Yeboah. At number 16.
Ooh, yeah. Serious.
Do you know that only because of the Invincibles?
No, but this is why
he was a bad boy.
This is why he was the most underrated player in that team. That Invincibles team, he was moving. Everybody talks. Everybody talks about Sanya. Everybody talks about Abue. Like this was the guy.
Right.
Yeah, Abue
was unbelievable.
But I don't think he was like he deserves to be on the list, but he depending who's after him. I don't think he was like the outstanding person. And he was good because he did the Invincibles and all them things there, and he was good. He was decent, but I don't think he was nothing special.
Talk about then, if you think he's nothing special, who's Arsenal's Premier League all-time right back?
Probably that's default. Or like Lee Dixon or someone, but
Dixon.
He's better than Dixon, in my opinion. He's better than Dixon.
I think it's but football evolved from then. So for me, it's like
to be an Arsenal.
He's solid though. Back then,
he's solid.
He just done his thing. He done
as much as we want to say, like Arsenal are a big club. They're still regarded as one of the big clubs in English football. For him to be all-time right back, because I think Arsenal fans choose him as well. Some Arsenal fans would move mad and start choosing Bellerin, but that's no.
Of course, they only have two to choose from, him and Dixon.
So he's got to be. The players that have just been, he's better than them that we've just seen. He deserves to be in at 17. At 16? 17.
Oh, do you rate Ivanovic from Chelsea?
Really. Do I rate Ivanovic?
Same kind of mode. Just very solid. Really. And
we just did.
When he went in the team, you would have.
That's it. Me, GAA. We've just done a Premier League all-time 11. Ivanovic was our right back.
Yeah, That's cute, but
that's cute.
I wouldn't rate a man like that. I hear that because you're battling, you're saying who over because of what they've won and everything. But I think as
I would put Trent in there now. Just as a side.
Do you know what? That was my argument. G and AA chose Gary Neville and Ivanovic, and I was like, why have you not put Trent? Like, Trent is the best ever to do it in the Premier League. Changed the game, but I couldn't choose, so I had to choose Ivanovic over Neville. It was just that. That's how it is. Anyway, at number 15, I think we're on. Are we on 15?
Just say next now. We don't know. We lost it.
Yeah, next.
Yeah. Bad boy.
Yes. Radaby was
like Lucas Radaby. Yeah, it was cold.
Do you know what? It was like, he reminded me of Desai. That's how good I thought he was at the time. When they were playing, he had those traits. Then Rio stepped into that team as well. Like, he was so underrated as a player, top class.
Yeah, deserves to be there.
He should be. I think he should be higher. To be honest,
therefore should be in front of Laurent.
Laurent.
I said Laurent. Yeah, respect, man.
Up next, we have John Obi Mikel. This is
I'm cancelling him. Did he lie about his age? I'm cancelling him. He should get this list. I'm cancelling him. He getting no rating. You know him. Cancelled.
Hey, did you guys see his interview? Did you guys see his interview the other day talking about Steven Gerrard?
Nah. What was this? Come on, you got
so funny, man. He was doing it in Nigeria. He's basically, the translation was like, he's never seen a white guy as strong or as powerful as Steven Gerrard.
I remember that one. Yeah.
I used to play on the pitch. Yeah. Then someone put a clip afterwards, like a 2-minute clip, every time they played against each other. Gerrard is just like dropping shoulders, and Mikel's just like running like 5 steps behind him. Like Gerrard used to give him problems, man. Problems.
I thought Mikel was overrated. I feel like he was supposed to be. He was actually an attacker that they turned into a CM.
Yeah, that's what I was.
He was a number 10. He was a number 10.
I feel like towards the back end of his career at Chelsea was probably the best I saw. I don't know if I said that right or the beginning, but I think only because Chelsea was very dominant around that time is why he's in this. And because of what they've won. But again, he's a passenger. He's a Danny Drinkwater.
Let's be honest, because he was playing with the likes of a Claude Makelele, Michael Essien, they make him look better. Like, you can't look bad in that midfield. You know what I mean? So he owes his kind of career to them kind of guys.
I think he was good. And I think he had, if I remember correctly, like one standout season.
Yeah.
But we can't forget, he was like a wonder kid. I remember United and Chelsea were like bidding for a signature from early. So I don't think he was ever like, he never really lived up to what he was meant to be like. Like Ash said, he was meant to be like a number 10 when he came through. Like, he was good. He was like a good squad player. For me, I can't separate him from like John O'Shea or like them, man. Like, he just kind of like, he was good for the squad. But
wait, did you just say John O'Shea?
Bro, it's the same bracket. I put them in the same bracket. I rate O'Shea. John O'Shea was sick. He could play like 4 or 5 positions. He was alright.
Imagine he's good. He was a utility man, you know.
No, but every squad needs one.
I want to know what you're coming out with next. You come out with Carrick, John O'Shea. I want to know who's coming out next in this chat. But that's at number 14. So at number 13, we've got. This is the one. Yakubu. I am
that's what I'm talking about. 442, you messed up, man. How was Yakubu, 14? Yakubu could be higher. The Yak Attack. Yeah,
it's mad.
You're moving mad. You put him right after Mikel. This man is like 40. This guy was really 40 playing football and still doing his thing. Them man, they're 40, you're talking about they're 21. They turned and then next year they were 21 again. Nah, man. Disrespect. Yak Attack.
Do you know what? Like, at the end, I've put a list together where you can see everybody in from 20 to 1. And there's some players like coming up in this area now. They need to be higher. Like, it's crazy. But Yakubu is not 13th. If you, off the top of your head, if someone comes to you and says, right, rhyme off your kind of top 10 or as many African players you can who dominated in the Premier League, Yakubu's in that everybody's list, so he's got to be at least top 10.
He's a comfy like 8th as well. I pretty have like 8th, 9th for mine, but what's this?
14th?
Is he man 14th?
13th.
But you know what? I think there's going to be more recent players that like you might not think of immediately that's going to be in there.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the list, but I reckon
There are some. In at number 12, Adebayo.
I love that he's not even in the Arsenal kit.
Do you know what? It's
because, correct me if I'm wrong. That's the game where he done the celebration.
Yes, that's why I put it in. That's why I put this image in, because I wanted to say, do you think because of his mentality, this guy could have been Drogba levels for me? But because of his mentality, it was a bit like we're seeing with Aubameyang. No. Do you think he let himself down? He still had a good career, still known as one of the best African players. But do you think he kind of let himself down a bit, like the knee slide as well, the disrespect? Like, what do you say?
I don't think so. I don't think you. Listen, not everyone can be a Ronaldo or Messi and be like the model. Some people just want to play football to have fun in it, and they want to just see how far they can take it. You can just tell Adebayo's like he's just a vibes man, isn't it? Like he was good at football. He's got natural talent. Not trying to say they work hard, but he's not here to be the GOAT. He's not here to be. He's not here to be to go down.
Do you think he could have been though? Like saying that, do you think he could have been?
You just said Drogba. I think technically he's better than Drogba. Like Drogba had the mentality, big game mentality. Like that's not something you can really teach or like work on. You just got to be dedicated. But I think Adebayo at Chelsea, that's hard. You know, that's hard.
See, that's it. Because Drogba was putting. This is why Drogba for me. We'll get into it in a bit because Drogba's obviously going to be on this list. Drogba, he was like a success of the circumstance at Chelsea at the time. They just couldn't get a number 9. Drogba didn't hit the ground running. If Drogba went into a top 4 team now and played the way he did when he first come into that Chelsea side, they're getting somebody else and he's gone. But he had the time to do it. So
you leave Drogba alone, man. Drogba is a power.
No, I rate Drogba.
I rate Drogba. I rate him, but I just think he's a bit overrated.
The only thing with Adebayo, he balled out every team he went to. Arsenal balled out. Spurs, he was sick. City, he was sick as well. Even got him moved to Madrid as well. Like I think where is his 12? I think that's kind of right for him, to be fair.
Yeah,
I think he was a better player. I think he was a better player than Yakubu. I do think he was better.
Yeah, definitely.
I put Yak above him, you know.
You put Yak above Adebayo.
But is that a nostalgia thing, or is that
it is?
Like, if you're putting them up against each other, if you're picking a team, I'd rather have Adebayo on my side than Yak.
You're picking a player that was better known for being at Portsmouth over somebody who dominated at City, dominated at Arsenal. Like we can't do that. There's levels to this game. Anybody can go to Portsmouth for the career and then be the main man. It's like now if you look at Jamie Vardy, for example, at Leicester City. Like he's Leicester City's main man, but if he goes to a Man City or anywhere like that, does he cut it? I don't know. He scores goals, but he's not better than you. Anyway, moving on. Number 11. Colo, Torre. Do you know what I want to ask you all? Do you think that when he burst onto the scene, everyone thought he was the better Torre?
Yeah.
100%.
I agree.
And I think as Liverpool fans as well, just quickly, that he kind of turned into a bit of a meme towards the end. Like towards the end of his Liverpool career, he was dead through. I can't lie. He was a bit of a calamity towards the end. And I think for me personally, as a Liverpool fan, I kind of forget about the Arsenal days. When he came through Arsenal, he was serious, bro. He was serious.
I don't think it was that bad for Liverpool. I mean, there was mistakes, but I feel like there was some games like even against Arsenal and stuff, he definitely did become a calamity and a meme. But I still think he went even bad, like for us when he came.
Like put Van Dijk in that situation next to Lovren, Sacco. Sometimes Lucas Leiva's playing in there. Emre Can's playing in the back 5 with him. You're not gonna excel.
Mad.
Yeah. You're not going to excel playing around them players. So Torre was a bad boy in the Premier League, top class. This next one's interesting.
Higher than Adebayo?
Yeah. For Arsenal, he was mad. For Arsenal, he was.
Yeah, but as a whole career, though, because it's not with you know what I mean? As a whole career, is he higher as a great than Adebayo? I disagree.
For me, he is.
He was at City as well, isn't it? I swear,
Colo.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was.
And he played like he was good at City as well.
I just like Adebayor. Adebayor gave me he gave me the feeling when I watched him. Like,
is that the attacking? Is that because attacking players like you kind of?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can't.
They've got the flirt, you know, and the accolades. But for what Kolo Touré had to do his job, it's like Van Dijk. No, Van Dijk for me should be spoken about like the way Messi and Ronaldo were spoken about, because in his position, nobody's ever done what
no
Van Dijk.
No one comes close to. Yeah, no one comes close to me, though.
But they don't, just because he's not
after him as well. Like, no one close to him that's gonna like do what he's doing.
Yeah,
like, it's gonna take another generation. Or
Ibu.
I think so. He's the truth. He's the truth.
But I'm talking about Van Dijk. I don't think anyone will be like that. There'll never be another Van Dijk. Like, he will come and he'll be a very good centre back. But I think someone.
Thing is, Van Dijk, he's just silky with it as well. I don't. He's just
that's
extra, like I don't think you can kind of train that. So it's just. Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Sometimes Ibu will be looking like all sweaty and like he's just
but he's like really works for that.
Yeah.
It's like Van Dijk would play the same if he was wearing silk pajamas and slippers. Like, he's just smooth. It's just effortless, isn't it? Like, it's Van Dijk though. He's not African though. So let's get back to this. African all-time top 20. We're going to the top 10 now. So this is top 10. This next one for me, I can't have him in the top 10. You might disagree, but I can't. Wilfried Zaha.
What? Nah. Not for me, man.
Down, boy.
Not for me.
Are you mad?
Of all time?
Yeah, all time. Above Adebayor, above Yakubu, above these greats, above Kolo Touré. I can't.
I'm trying to even play devil's advocate and think why, like, longevity. Maybe he's been at Palace.
Nope, because he left. Like, I can't say Palace. He left Palace to go to Man United. It didn't work. He went back to Palace. So I can't
after even say one season as well. That's
like,
madness.
I can't give it to him. And I feel like if anything, he's loyal because he's tried that move. He's like, you know what, forget it. I'm comfy here.
He's loyal because nobody else wants him. That's why. Like, Tottenham were in Tottenham interested, but nobody else wants Zaha because he's not that guy. He's talented. That's it. Yeah.
Bro, I'd have him at the back end of the top 20. Like, if he scraped it at 19, I'll be like,
I don't know who number 20 was. He could go in front of that number 20. He can go
19. And love you. And love you. He can go above him.
Yeah, I'm going to need to do some research on him. But, yeah, Zaha, nah.
You can't even put him... Like, I can't put Zaha ahead of Steven Pienaar for what Steven Pienaar did in his time in the league. I just can't do it. Like, Zaha's not top 10. But this is why... These modern day fans, that's in there for them. That's why.
That's how you know Salah's number one, even though he should be, but still.
Yeah. Right. Up next, this is top 10 again. At number 9, they do me dirty, these lists. Every week they do me dirty. At 9, JJ Okocha. He's got to be higher. I'm sorry, he's got
top 5.
He's got
minimum.
to be higher than 9.
Top 5 minimum.
Easy. Top 5 easy. So I would like to know who's next, like who's after him to make that.
How long was it at Bolton? How long was it at Bolton? Like 4 or 5 seasons?
He was at PSG in 2002. He moved to Bolton in 2003. It doesn't say when he left, but he was there.
I don't think he was there for seasons. Maybe he wasn't there for as long as we think he was. Maybe that's why he's not, because of like the longevity thing. But
doesn't that even work in his favor? Shows how good he was, and he was.
Yeah. For me, I haven't top 5. I haven't top 5.
Can I just
even at 4th? But that's a madness,
guys. So I just googled number 20. Yeah, Peter Ndlovu. Yeah, listen to this quote. Yeah, he formed a partnership with Mickey Quinn that helped fire Coventry to the top of the table briefly, where they finished 15th. Actually, that's disrespectful.
How would you is that a half a season or like a little like a little player of the month thing, or what are you doing with it?
What is that about?
But the potentially record-breaking transfer failed because he's supposed to move to Arsenal in 93-94, but it fell through. So he didn't end up leaving, and he ended up going to Birmingham and became popular at St Andrews. So Yeah, he shouldn't be on that list.
Pick him up. There's clearly a reason why he's in the top 20, but
anyway, JJ's at 9, and that's what we don't agree with.
Top 5.
Let's see who's in at number 8, above JJ Okocha.
Yes.
This is I'm not mad.
Well.
Yeah, I'm not mad at him being above JJ, to be honest, but I think both of them are higher than 9 and 8.
Yeah.
They could. You could argue them to be in your top 5.
5 and 6.
Yeah,
I'm saying. I maybe have Carney just outside my top 5, but yeah, Carney was.
Yeah.
You talk about like a big man having good feet or whatever.
I was going to say Peter Crouch. Yeah.
Different. Like, I think people talk.
Go on. I was going to say, if Bergkamp wasn't at Arsenal, this guy is a legend. Like, he's being spoken about the same way everybody speaks
it's
about.
The same era. It's the same kind of era, isn't it? So I think he gets overlooked a bit, but Carter was, he was techie.
Yeah.
Very techie.
Easy. I'm with you. It'd probably be 6 because of the stars you could put in when you think about the new age, like Salah, and that's probably at top 5. But we forget Salah.
There are some people in that you forget about, which props to them for being in there because you would put them in there. But this next guy, for me, get him out of the top 10. This guy cannot be top 10. I don't care about goals. I don't care about anything. He's not a top 10 African all-time Premier League.
I'm not mad if he gets 10th or 9th, but
how many seasons has he been at Arsenal for?
He was there 3 seasons, 4? I think. 4. I
And the back at the end of the season was a failed. So you're talking about 2-3 seasons in it of, and he's been top goal scorer twice, but didn't really lift Arsenal anyway. He's definitely maybe for as a simple top 10, around 10th. I'll go with you with that ish, but there's no way he goes above or half the players that the last 3 players.
Hey, what's this? 8th? No,
this is 7th.
Nah, that's a bit too high for me.
You can't put him in at 7th. No chance.
He's above Zaha. I can give him that.
Yeah,
I don't know, you know.
Kanu, like you're telling me, is a bigger Arsenal legend than Kanu.
Nah.
No
4-4-2 failed, man. They failed us.
They've been 4-4-2. I want words with you. Up next, though, I think this is accurate. 6, Riyad Mahrez. People might say higher because look at what he did for Leicester. He's in here because of the accolades. I don't think he's in there because of him as a player. Because he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He is a good player, but he's in there because of what Leicester did, and because Man City are just.
You could argue him in basically, and you can argue, and you could easily argue him off just what he's won in it. So yeah, I can agree with that.
What?
He wouldn't be in my top 10.
I can hear it. Like I said, for the accolades, but I'm just trying to think. I don't think, apart from the Leicester season, which obviously was a great win, but he ain't really given me like the feeling like that where I'm like, this guy's ever been like in a real hot streak where you're like he's in the form of his life or whatever. He's just kind of been, but then again, he's been consistent. So I guess you got to give him
when he plays, because there are a lot of time. I don't know,
especially like you look at players that get pressure. He's had pressure moving from Leicester City to Man City. He didn't really play in his first season at Man City. Everyone was like, now Mahrez can't make the step up. So then, no, I feel like he's probably first team for City. Guardiola rates him. Yeah. Was he top goal scorer this season as well?
Yeah, I think he was.
So you've got to give him props for that.
I mean, one season, but yeah, okay.
Here we go. This one for me is disrespectful. I'm sorry, but number 5, Sadio, 5? Especially when you see
he's above him.
You've got a case for the top 3, but I rate this next guy who's coming up. So people might say he should be above Mane, but Mane.
Wait, is this top 5? Mane 5th
for me.
That's it.
Mane's 5th. Mane's 5th.
I'll probably bump him up 1, but I need to see the next one.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
It's weird though, the way they're doing it. I feel like some of them are nostalgic, some of them are like they're all in above each other for different reasons. Like when I go to next person, I'm like, well, is it because of his accolades? Ooh, is it because of what he did for the club? Oh, he ain't been there long enough. It's weird.
But this is his argument. Like, he's got the accolades. He's done it for the club. He's been in the Premier League for so long. Premier League 100 club, fastest ever hat trick in the Premier League.
Yeah, you kind of got to put him in there.
Like, do you know what I mean? You've got to bump him up. You've got to bump him up. This next one is the one that maybe you'd swap with him, but I rate this next guy. Bad boy, Essien.
Cold, proper. It's just the injuries, man. Just the injuries.
That's it. You can't put him above, for me, you can't put him above Sadio Mane because longevity and Sadio kept winning. Sadio kept achieving things. Essien in his prime, you can put him in that top 5. But like you said, injuries, getting swapped out to right back for some games as well. Like, it was kind of in Makelele's shadow.
I should never forget that Arsenal goal. Mad goal. Mad goal.
Absolutely.
I'm still thinking though, his prime against Mane's prime. I still think Mane's better.
Yeah, Mane's got to be. I think Essien's in for the name, and that I think he's in for the era of that Chelsea team. That Chelsea team for me, outside of this Liverpool squad, this Man City squad, that Chelsea team, that era was the best we've seen in the Premier League. Like, they changed everything. They were physically better than everybody, mentally better than everybody.
I think United had a very dominant run
in 2008. Yeah, they had a good team in 2008. You can't deny. But this Chelsea team, this was like new.
Yeah, that was that. I don't.
What's this? Is this 07? Is this 07? This is 07.
I think it might be 05, 06. I'm not sure.
They were very dominant. This is what we're talking about. We talk about Chelsea. We think about their stars and when they was really dominant. This is the kit. This is the era.
Yeah. We can even talk about this Chelsea team it's around the year Liverpool won in Istanbul, isn't it? 2005 as well.
Yeah.
Like, this Chelsea team was still coming to fruition in that period. But let's look at the top 3, which I don't think we can argue with. Do you want to roll through the top 3 quick and then talk about it?
Yeah.
So in at 3, it has to be. Yaya Touré's got to be in there. And you obviously know who's coming at 2 and 1. Didier Drogba. And the one, the only, Mohamed Salah. Salah's got to be 1. Like, there's no doubt. But let's look at the list, right? This is the list. Are you happy with that top 3-ish? Touré, Drogba, Salah.
I'm happy with the 3, but even as you was reading it out, I was thinking, you know what? I might have Touré second, and Drogba third.
Exactly what I'm thinking,
As much as I think, I'm just trying to think, do I factor in longevity more, or at your best and you at your best? Who do I want? And I kind of think I'm going to go down that route instead, because I know Drogba had his standout season in, I think it was 09-10. When he got the 29 goals, I think. But I still think that Yaya Touré 13-14, I've never seen anything like it. And he was unlucky in some senses that Suarez.
How many goals scorers? He was the second goal scorer, wasn't he, in the league that season as well?
Touré, I think he got 19 goals, 10 assists, if I'm not mistaken. That's
mad. From central midfield. Wow.
So I'm gonna swap them to around, but otherwise, happy with the top 3. I can't really.
So Salah, Touré, Drogba. Do you know what? Drogba's not. It can't be. He's not my top 3. You cannot put Drogba above Sadio Mane. I'm sorry, you just can't. I don't know if Ivory Coast won an AFCON as well. I don't know if Drogba did. I can't remember. That Ivory Coast was a bad boy team.
Yeah, they did.
But what Mane has done. We're doing it again. What we said we did when he left. We're underestimating what Sadio Mane is. Like, week in, week out, top level. Very rarely you didn't see Sadio put a shift in. He always put a shift in, but the problem was everybody's just Salah's doing this, so didn't rate Mane. If Salah's not in Liverpool's team, you're putting Sadio Mane at 1 or 2, 100%.
I hear that, to be honest. I do hear it.
There's an argument there, isn't it?
I do think as well that Drogba was unplayable at times. Like, I know He wasn't always the most
prolific,
but he was enough centre backs who would have told you like, nah, I don't want to play. He'd be pinning two guys at some point, you know, because another thing as well, we don't forget, everyone was doing two up top until Mourinho came in and said, no, this guy can handle two centre backs on his ones, freed up everything else around him. Lampard, a lot of Lampard's goals, little flip downs on the edge of the area. This guy's playing it to him as well.
He made Lampard great. Like, I think Lampard, he made Lampard great. I mean, they said he would win the ball, flick it on, and it changed the whole big man system. Like, he was just a bully.
It's so true when you said that. Like, I've never thought about it. Mourinho literally changed. It was a diamond at the time, wasn't it? Like, he came in before Drogba. We were looking at diamonds. We were looking at 4-4-2s, 4-3-3.
I think start of the first season they did the diamond still.
Yeah, they did.
It was like him and Good Johnson.
Yeah, I was gonna say Good Johnson.
But then went to 4-3-3, and I think everyone, pretty much most teams in the Prem until like recently, where a lot of teams have gone to 5 at the back. But for like a decade or over a decade, this one guy pretty much influenced how most teams play. I think you can't sleep on that, man. Yeah. He, as a Liverpool fan as well, as we all know, he used to give us problems. He used to give us.
And Arsenal, I'm for Arsenal in there as well.
League Cup final. Yeah, but that League Cup final 04-05. Hey, this guy, man.
I think that's a good place to leave it as well today, guys. And we'll watch out for us. We'll come out with our best starting 11 with all these players as well. So all that African stars that's graced the Premier League.
Before we go, big shout out to everybody again in the comments for joining in again, leaving your comments saying, where's Wilfried Bony? Where's Joel Matip? This is definitely an argument to be had. Look, stay tuned for we're going to choose all-time 11 African 11 Premier League era. So you might see some players that aren't on this list within that team. We're going to pick that after this. But again, great show. You're coming up with the goods in these shows, bruh.
Thank you, guys. I want to thank my co-hosts.
I enjoyed this one.
Ish, Ash, thank you again. And again, guys, thank you for your comments. Like and subscribe. Follow these guys. And catch you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.